Hi, welcome to our channel. My name's Jolie, and welcome to just a impromptu chat. Some thoughts that came up, and I just wanted to share some of those with you, along with coffee. Cat person. I found this in my mom's cabinet. I'm still visiting my mom, so cheers. I do miss my cat, and she's being taken care of really well by a friend of mine, and she sends photos quite often, like those live photos where you can see like from the one moment to the next. Uh, Little Moon is like she's real docile appearing at first, and then all of a sudden she has her ears flat down, and she's like, "Argh." So anyway, enough of that. I know not everybody likes to hear about my cats. So anyway, so how are you guys doing today? A lot of things have been coming up. I'm still having this obsession, mild obsession, maybe. I don't know. Could be worse, about what happened at the trial with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. You know, like her constant uh, accusations and the just the I can relate to uh, the past of being so hooked into that the mentality of the someone who is a victim, right? I don't know if you can relate to that, where if you are working on yourself, the victim mentality is something that um, I had always held on to, not realizing, because I would cover it up with, I'm a super person, I can do whatever I put my mind to, but I would do it in a way where I was belligerent or angry, or, feeling lonely. And where now, since I've been working on myself, and it's something I have to do every day, with the praying and just pausing while I'm agitated, because of that antagonistic personality behavior that has accumulated throughout my life. Um, I I can learn how to stop before I speak, so that I can realize how my behavior affects other people, and those other people that I care about, is that I love, that I can appreciate in my life. Also, pulling that into um, people I work with, or people with whom I deal with. Like, for instance, when you're trying to get something done, and you hire a handyman, or you call to get um, an understanding about your electric bill or a phone issue, like if your phone's broke, and then you want to deal with people and see how that goes, instead of not realizing how you affect other people, and it's because there's like that deep shame that's within us. That's what I'm going to just keep speaking for myself. So this is, I'm just reflecting because of my journey of recovery. I am able to slowly but surely become and have become a self-reflective person. I have the capacity to do so. How is my behavior affecting other people? As a result of not caring or pausing or being reactive, then I didn't have that capacity to be self-reflective, to understand what I was doing. I'm realizing this a lot just by being with family. I had moved from my hometown when I was 18 years old. I'm 54 now, and moving away because it was too in my victim mentality. It was too much for me to handle because of all the antagonistic personalities that were around me. Everyone in my life who has been affected by alcoholism, addiction, narcissistic behavior from their generational. It's generational. So, like for instance, you have a family member who is doesn't stop before they say something. They just feel that they need to say it because they're going to do you a favor, or they're going to, because it's their job to do that, right? Like, right. And then you react. Then you can react to that, and you're like, that's hurting my feelings, or that's not appropriate to say. And then they will say something like, I needed to tell you that because that's my job. And, oh, you're so emotional. You must need more meds, and you're like, what just happened here? So then if you stay in that environment, then you may, like me, I'm talking about myself. I became like, I was worried that I was going crazy. So, then I reverted to like, um, leave the situation. And before I left the situation, I did things that would take me away mentally and physically from the situation. So I would always find friends or people, places, um, addictions, all kinds of addictions with people and drugs or alcohol and things like that in order to take my mind away from that so that I can become a superhuman and knock through those feelings that I was having and not care and have that as my excuse of like, well, I can handle that because, I'm not around, or I can handle that because I'm not mentally around or physically around, or I'm losing myself within a relationship or something like that. I'm just I don't know, I'm really opening up and sharing this with you guys. So with this recovery journey, which is hard, like it's like it takes it's like we're a fish, and like each little scale is coming off. As long as I keep peeling it off, I'm going to just be able to reveal and be open in safe place, meaning with other people who went through this. Like, that's why Al-Anon is important to me in my recovery, because there are other people that have similar situations, and we all can share and we can listen. We learn how to take turns and pause. There's like different things that we can learn to do together, and it keeps it simple. Affected by alcoholism, yet it is being affected by people who have narcissistic behavior. And when we're affected by that, we also attain that behavior as well in other ways, right? Maybe we're not I have an issue with that word, antagonistic personality. Maybe we're the ones who, gaslight, or we're the ones who, because we're trying to handle our own trauma. We're trying to cover our wounds that are oozing, of shame and insecurity. Can we be vulnerable enough to admit and have awareness to say, I'm this, I'm that, I have insecurities, I have issues, you know. Uh, to say that with the members of the family, for instance, that had pulled that out and don't have an awareness of themselves, don't have that self-reflective capacity that recovery gives us, then we're in that again. We're like, wait a minute, I'm doing good here. And you're saying things that are like really crossing boundaries. And they're, again, they'll go like, oh, well, and they'll start crying. Oh, you're making me feel, it's because you're pulling up that reflective, that reflective mirror, and they don't want to see it because they can't handle bringing up that deep shame, because it's easier to act as if, it's the other person. I'm okay. It's you guys. I'm okay. It's you. It's how you're reacting to me. I'm okay. You must need meds. You must need some help, or maybe you need to go for a walk. Maybe you need to, that kind of thing. We do that with our kids when we can't handle the things, like if we're crossing boundaries. Like the other day, just, you know, I crossed a boundary with my um with my child. He's not a child anymore, but they're still, I was like, I went in for a hug and he was like, what? And I thought, what's the matter? Like right away, I had the shame that was deep seated, and I didn't realize. I was like, oh, what's the matter with you? Why wouldn't you want to hug? Like, what's the big deal? And then I had to reflect, and I'm like, I did that. It's not me. I'm not, just because I'm a mother doesn't mean that I have the right to just dive in for a hug. That's their space. That's their body. So I was like, geez, I thought I was past this. So that's why I'm here every day. I have the readings up every day. Not, I just wanted to, just come and say, you know, let's work on that together. And, I just was really thinking about this. And I also have the thoughts about the immature parent. There's like 8 signs of an immature parent. And, it's not easy to hear this. It's not easy to talk about it because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a great parent. I'm doing the recovery. Everybody should just be happy, right? No, let's work on that ego. So let's see. Signs of an immature parent. They throw tantrums of aggression. They are jealous of their kids spending time with others. They compete with their kids because that's the immature parent. Like, oh, well, when I was your age, I was like, that's what I mean to me. When I was your age, I was already driving to work every day, like that thing. And what if your child isn't, then you're trying to like shame them basically into doing something. We can work on this a different way. So jealous of spending time with others, like, oh, well, you'll call your friend to spend time, but I asked you to spend time with me and you said you were too tired, but you're not too tired to spend time with your friends. That's immature. Okay. Throwing tantrums. Let's see. Oh, when will you ever take out the garbage? I do everything around here. Ah, blah, blah, blah. Slam, 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 right? Can we relate to this? Let's work on it, okay? Thank you. Let's see, the immature parent can, let's see, competes with all right, I already said that. A supportive parent, let's talk about that, makes the child feel secure. Okay, not less than you. Let's see. The immature parent copes in unhealthy ways to block feelings like drinking alcohol, or if you're a single parent, you go out on you go on dates, or you think you have to have uh, another parent help you with your kids so that you can have a better family. And you need to focus on your kids and your own self. So only sees from their perspective. An immature parent only sees from their own perspective. They can't empathize with the kid's feelings. An immature parent cannot cope with their emotions, and they blame the child with the stress that they have. If it wasn't for you guys acting this way, I wouldn't be so worried, or I wouldn't act this way. It's your fault. If you guys would just get yourselves together, then I'll, that's, this is hard. So, because I could see how many things that I've done, and I can still, I'm glad to know this so that when I start to do it, I can stop. An immature parent has unrealistic expectations, making the child feel maybe dumb or uncooperative if they don't meet the standards. So then the kids will get a low self-esteem and say they don't know what they feel, they don't know what they like, and they don't know what they want in life. This is just in my experience, so I wrote these down, okay? So an immature parent behaves differently in public than at home, because what would other people think? We have to put on a show, straighten up. This is the way we act here. And then when you're home, it's totally different. You're screaming the F-bombs all the time. Wow, right? So an immature parent makes a child feel stressed, and because they're desperate to feel, the parent is desperate to fill their emotional needs, their hunger, and look for it in their kids. Their kids then become insecure about decisions. They're unsure on whose advice to take, right? They'll have trust issues with peers. Wonder why my kid doesn't want to listen to their teacher. Well, because they have issues with trusting the parent to begin with. Let's see. The immature parent becomes exhausted from constant arguments, right? And so do the kids. To help, it's not the kids, it's the parents that need to adjust. And we can adjust once we have awareness, accept that this is our behavior, that we're antagonistic, that we have narcissism because of the effects that we've had from the alcoholism and our parents. And it's very confusing. It's like this ball of shit that we've accumulated. So we can stop by having some self-reflective capacity. So that's where I'm getting back to this. If we can be vulnerable enough, not necessarily, we need an outlet, like some therapist, or like that is good. I think that therapy is great. It's quite expensive, and there are groups of people. You can find one. There's so many. So take the time for yourself so that you can give what you can't give what you don't have. If you don't love yourself, if you have this inner shame and you can relate to this at all, Google the stuff in order to find a good group. Al-Anon is a great way to start. At least it was for me. Take what you need and leave the rest. Realizing that you can help yourself, and it's okay not to be okay. Find ways to relieve your stress other than, just saying, well, they're my kids, I can do what I want. Yeah, well, I think it's important to know that we can stop before we speak, that we have responsibility for our behavior and the way that we affect other people. I'm speaking for myself. I am responsible for my behavior. I am aware and want to be aware of the way that I'm affecting other people. And by doing the pause and the slow down and stop, breathing, making sure I have outlets like walking and arts and other groups, friends that are positive and, will hear my vulnerability without shaming me, so that I can slowly open that up, and it gets better. Relationships do get better, or they don't. At least you're going to be okay with you. I'm going to just find joy in your life. To better navigate and better deal with our relationships. We can do it. So, there are other signs when we demand for blind obedience from our children. What does that mean? Do it because I said so. When does that ever come up? It's like when we're frustrated, when we don't do anything for a while, and then all of a sudden everything has to be done in 5 seconds because we've been laying around the house, avoiding watching TV or on our phones, or just avoiding. And so all of a sudden we gotta go, and we want our kids to just jump in line. Like, that's demanding blind obedience and conformity. Another way that we're immature is to help without being asked, assuming that everyone needs our help, because if you go deeper into what's going on there, it's because we feel that no one can do anything without us. That's everyone has the right to make mistakes so that they can learn from those mistakes. They're not going to learn because we told them how it was going to go because of our experience. Well, that won't work because I did that, and you just need to listen to me. And when they're like, what? They're still maybe going to do it, but then they won't want to come to you because you're going to be like, well, I told you so because I'm your parent. I know. That's why I'm telling you, because I love you. Like, no. Be there for them. Sit back and say, everyone has the dignity. I'm going to give my child dignity. I'm going to give my partner the dignity to be who they are. I'm not here to be like the bitch boss here. Like, that's really what it comes down to, because I said so, right? Discipline through punishment. Let's see. Using negative affect-laden expressions and criticisms, such as being disappointment. I'm disappointed in what you did. I've done that so many times because I didn't know what else to do because of how immature my parenting was. Those inner demons, I don't know, demons, but darkness, unattended feelings that of shame and guilt and not enough. I'm not enough. Hiding that with overconfidence, arrogance. Yeah, it's like what else we have here? Psychological control, insidious manipulative tactics. Yuck. I mean, that's why, full circle again, Amber Heard, this young person with Johnny Depp, who is a known addict and alcoholic. Amber Heard also was using, but she thought she knew better. So she used her psychological control and insidious manipulative tactics to try to control her partner. So we do that. Let's try not to do that. Let's have some accountability for our actions. How is my behavior affecting the other person? How can I change? Do I have the courage to change? That's from the prayer. Do I have the courage to change the things I can? What can I change? My perception, my actions. Yeah. Personal attacks and erratic emotional behavior to get some type of reaction, whether that's all out crying and breakdown, like, okay, I'll do whatever you say. Please stop. It's so hard. This is a really, I needed this. I needed to talk about this today. Because the whole purpose of Al-Anon is to help us iron out the rough spots in our living, our daily living. And that could be done only one day at a time, right? And making room for what we treasure. What do you treasure? What's your view on your vision on how you nurture and love the things you treasure, the precious things in your life? So let me learn to understand myself first, so that will occupy me so fully that I will have no time nor thought to analyze and criticize anyone else in my life, my children, my family, the addicts in my life, the people who need our help, and not the help of doing everything for them, but the help of just having some compassion and grace in their presence, respect, and for individual dignity. So I pray that each day may advance my steps on the road to understanding that I may leave nothing undone that could have changed the course of my life for the better. That's the only thing I can do, is change the course of my life. And my life and how I affect other people will just radiate from that. We don't do it for a result. We're not recovering so that other people will accept us. That's, hope so, but if they don't, that's their deal. Still keep doing what we're doing. There's a place to have that understanding, right? And I try each day to put my point of view and my attitudes on a sound spiritual basis. I know it will change all the circumstances of my life for the better. I will see the results in a way that other people respond to me and my daily needs, to see how my daily needs are met with concern, love, kindness on my part. That will be reflected in everything that takes place in my daily life. And so with a tolerant, uncritical awareness of others, that will gradually change my personality for the better. Not others' personalities, but mine, right? So these are all from One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. All right, that's enough of me just for today. I will have an awareness that I do have a program that I'm working. However that looks, it's progress, not perfection, and grateful. Finding the grace in things is helpful because then it puts my life in a good way. And so I will call my mom back. She's calling me. So, all right, let's say the Serenity prayer and end this. I love you guys. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we can't change, to have the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, I'll see you soon. Much love.